Hello, theme park enthusiasts, and welcome back to Planet Coaster. In the last episode, we went ahead and put in this roller coaster here, the Hurricane. And since that, here in Western Playland, I've done a few additions just to improve the park overall. For one, I went ahead and put the lighted sign on the Hurricane here, which does actually occur on the ride. And then what I went ahead and did is subtly here, underneath the walkways, I went ahead and put in the some golden chests, which will increase the prestige of the ride and therefore make people happier waiting in the lines for it. As you can see, the lines are a bit busier because of this. So now when I click on a ride, the queue scenery rating is at 100%. So we got that taken care of. Next thing in line here we're going to be doing is we're going to put in the next couple rides that we have here. So we do need to extend this pathway out. I do want this to become a 3-part path. Which is going to have 3 sections here. And then in this area, it's going to start going off this direction with this piece, and then still straight over on this side. So I'll just put that over there for right now. We'll probably have to extend this a bit more still here, but we'll see here in a little bit with that. So the next ride in the park is actually one of my favorite rides at Western Playland currently. As I said, I do hope to get more used to the other rides and enjoy them more. But right now there's a what in this game is called the Weisshorn in the park, and I do really enjoy that quite a bit. Now, I'm going to build a cover over this because that's the way it actually is in the game. I could be using the Monte Leon, but the reality of it is actually the one that's in the park is the Weisshorn, not the Monte Leon. So I'm going to go with it. We'll go ahead and put it in right about, I think we'll go here. Alright, now at the actual ride at Western Playland, the people come in and they actually go up the steps right here by the operator's cabin, which is in the correct place here, and then they go onto the ride. In these 2 front walkdowns are for the exit on the ride at Western Playland. But for here, I know that people are going to have to go in one and then go out the other here, not use the steps over there. So we'll just go ahead and put this right in this area, and we'll put the exit right over here. There we go. Alright, now we'll connect up this path. There we are. And we'll go ahead and connect up the entrance path, which we're going to go ahead and grid. Because I do expect this ride to be fairly popular, just like it is at the actual park. Let's go ahead and unselect the grid for right now. Select the grid again. Then we can have it sort of straighten out there. And we'll go ahead and come on. I want to move it back over there. For one, let's go ahead and just move this over. And then let's go ahead and connect the entrance path. There we go. That'll work. Now again, at the actual ride, there isn't this long entrance path area here, but for this place, we have to have that, so we'll go ahead and put it in. And as I sort of said I did with the other rides, I'll go ahead and show on this ride what I'm doing. So all we're doing, typing in golden, Actually, it's not golden. Treasure chest. There we go. And it is the golden treasure chest, but didn't want to find it under golden. And then we're just putting some of these around under here. We already have a scenery rating of 100, so I won't put any more. But if I did need more, I'd just put them up and around this area. That looks fairly good where it is. You know what? I think it actually needs to be adjusted ever so slightly. Care that it's straight with the pathway. Let's go ahead and move it up here. Make sure that it's straight. And then we can adjust paths as necessary from there. There we go. Alright, so it's straight with the path. We'll move it slightly to the side there. That'll work out fine. And there we go. Perfect. Alright. Let's go ahead and open it up. And then we are going to go ahead and put in the building that goes around it. So as I said, the actual one in the park does have all the lights and stuff that this one does. I believe the paint colors on this, if I remember correctly, are going to be purple and white. So we'll go with more of a purple hue here. That's actually want to go a bit darker. There we go. We'll go with that purple. And then we'll go ahead with white there. Alright. Then the lights on the front are sort of pinkish in color. So we'll get those here in a minute. But first, let's go ahead and start the building process. I need walls. I'd like metal or siding type of look to them. Cast lower stone, not exactly what I'm looking for. Castle wall. Brick. That's not it. I mean, this would work possibly. It's sort of the diner look, but I could make it work possibly if I needed to. Firehouse windows. Jail bars. Haunted house. Gozer temple. I mean, the metal alloy definitely will work if need be. Basically, all I'm wanting is sort of a shed look to it. It's really all it is. That's not too bad. That very well might work. We might go with the panel wall. Concrete. So many options. I think we're going to go with the panel walls here overall. And actually, we're going to go ahead and pause this because I didn't think about it at the time. I really do need to take out this path. So that I can get the building set up as I want it to be first. The exit here will work perfectly fine, but the other piece was not going to. So, we'll go with that. As I said, I sort of like the panel look. I think that'll work fine. So we'll go with panel walls here. We'll put them all the way back at the back of the building here. Start here. Just these things while I'm in here. I'll have to see what will make the best sequence for this ride. I'm not sure off the top of my head. Alright, let's go ahead and put the price down to 0. Like every other ride in the park. Alright, let's go ahead and try this again. Actually, I cannot build onto this building? That's sort of interesting. Alright. Well, we'll do it the hard way then. Let's move the whole building back slightly, and let's adjust its angle. Alright, so that's good. Let's continue editing it. Alright. For one, before I get too far ahead of myself, let's make this gray like the building is. So that gray. I'm not liking the look of it overall. It's just not the right look. That already has the right coloring pretty much to it as it is. So we'll just go from there. Then we'll go with a half wall up there. See how that goes.
Text message has.
All right. I think that works there. It is being very difficult in putting in the piece right now. Alright. Let's go to the sides for now, put in these pieces. We have some room over there, so I don't need to expand this anymore that direction. Alright. Get all these half pieces in here. And again, I don't know why they have this structure here, but they do, so I'm going to put it in. These walls over here do not match up exactly. Oh wait, no, it's that piece that's actually wrong. My mistake. Alright, so that goes back in. That goes in by one. So that's all good then. Now let's add let's see what the roofing is that I want here. It is a 2-meter slope. Alright, so we're gonna have to use the 2-meter piece. So they're definitely fighting a little bit here. All right. All right. Now let's get that section. Actually, let's go ahead and fill in that section first. And looking at it more, I may very well change the color of it in the end, but we'll see. No, I don't want the whole building. Alright. How did I know that was going to move that way? Alright, it will not put it where I want it to be. That is very annoying. Alright, so I'm just gonna have to rebuild it over on this side, I guess. Alright. After that, we can now put in our corrugated slope roof. This should definitely not be the hardest thing in the world to put in, but it definitely wants to be a struggle. It almost feels like a victory every time one of the pieces goes in right now. It is being that level of touchy. Alright, almost got half the roof completed. Perfect. That half of the roof is done, thankfully. Okay, thankfully that is all done. Now, actually, the building might look a bit odd to you right now, but actually this is looking quite good. This is the way it actually looks for the most part. With the actual structure, the like display and stuff actually showing a little bit. So that's actually, I will say, natural, I guess, would be a word for it. Right, there's going to be a fence that shows a little bit, but that's alright. Want to have the building pull forward slightly. And I think we're going to call that good there. Alright. Now let's go back in here. Let's replace the entrance. The more I've thought about it, I'm going to put the entrance over here because it does go up there, really. Then we'll go ahead and place the entrance path. No, I don't want that. Let's deselect the grid. There we go. Alright. So now we can open this. Perfect. And we will go ahead and go back to building here. Let's go all, and let's go letters. I know there are letters because I used them over here. Alright. Let me just click on one of these. Is that in scenery perhaps instead? Ah, there they are. So let's get a nice flat piece of ground that we can use here. Actually, let's go ahead and delete that one. Let's put it right onto the asphalt here so that we know it's flat. Go ahead and get it straightened up as best we can. Use the edge here as a straight line. Perfect. Alright. Now let's go ahead and duplicate. Change it to an I. what I meant to hit there. Alright, let's try that again. Personally, this is the way I find to line up letters is just the easiest here, because then you can just drag them out, figure out your spacing as you want it, and get them to be fairly exact. That'll work. Alright. Now let's go ahead and select them all. And then we'll move them. They can be somewhat into the building there, that's alright. That looks fairly well centered, I'd say. Perfect. Alright, now let's change the colors on them here. We're gonna go with a white background. We're gonna go with the pink. Do want to get that in my color wheel though. Alright, so then white there, and then we're going to go pink with the actual bulbs, so that way at nighttime it shows up nicely. And I could have made these changes before I did all the lettering, but I don't find that it takes that much time doing it this way, so just getting it done here at the end. I may still change the color of this building a little bit. I'll have to look at pictures of the building again to decide, but it's close to where I want it. Then I'll decide if it needs a little bit of adjustment or not. Alright, there we go. And the Himalaya is open for business. Perfect. We do need to put our grass out here a bit further, because we are moving over still. Don't need it on the inside here though. And the next ride up then is going to be a bumper cars. Bump and Derby. Now I will say I did not pay a lot of attention to this one while I was there. Just not my style. Not a huge bumper cars fan. So I don't know exactly how it's supposed to look. I will have to probably consult with some pictures on that and modify it accordingly in the future here. I do know I want this to go in that basic general direction, and then we're going to go up to, we don't need an angle snap, but we need the width. We're going to start curving. Actually, you know what? Let's have it start curving here. And this is just going to be an open area for grass and such, as it was at the other area as well. Alright, so with this is just named bumper cars. Nothing special to it. We'll go ahead and place the entrance over on... let's go ahead and place the entrance over here. And we'll place the exit right there. That'll work fine. I want to make sure that my areas here are big enough so that people can definitely enjoy the ride. We'll go ahead and open that. Again, put the inspection time down to 10 minutes. Any amount of riders, $0 to ride. I'll look at colors and stuff a bit later here. Let's see. We do need to improve the scenery rating here. So as I said, we'll go ahead and go with the treasure chest. This is just a great cheat, especially when you're building a park with unlimited money, that you care more about it looking a certain way than you do other things. You can really raise the scenery rating quite easily and not have to make it look a specific way. Ooh, and I really like the way those colors work together there. That works out nice. Perfect. Alright, so we've got people coming over to there. We've got the bumper cars in place. Next episode, we'll go ahead and probably put in the next ride over here and work on the next set of food stalls, restrooms, things of that nature, which are going to be over in this area here. But for this episode, if you enjoyed what we did here, please go ahead and click that like button. And if you've not already, please subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, so that you're aware when I produce new videos in the future. Thank you. Hope to see you all again for the next episode of Planet Coaster.